kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just remember. Just remember. Just remember. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just remember. Just remember. Just remember. Just remember.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Esports Broadcasting Network here, broadcasting the WSRL Western States Racing League Race 2 here at Dover Motor Speedway. Should be a good one, folks. I know I am excited. Got about 3 minutes here left in practice. So far, really no surprise here. Bentley Glaser, Jeff Hollingsworth up in the top spots. Jeff Smyer there as well. Daniel R. Williams doing a good job at staying up there as well. So, folks, we're going to get it going for you. Keep an eye on some of these drivers coming forth. Anybody could win it here at the oldest league in iRacing. Again, I am James Riles here with Western States Racing League. Late night for you. Be sure and let us know in the chat who you're trying to follow tonight. We'll keep an extra eye on those as we talk about just some pre-season things that have happened so far. And I believe the 48th season. Here, let me see. 47th season of the Western States Racing League. So, folks, buckle in. It's going to be a good one. I know I am ready to have fun, and you should be as well if you're tuning in to these drivers. There's Bentley up there, Daniel Williams, Ross Rawlings. Well, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the race info here. Of course, Western States season. It has been tire saving. You've got to be careful here. These guys always have those green flag runs. Always have to be careful about getting mixed up in lap traffic. I know that's going to be a huge issue, as it was last week at the season over at Kentucky. Late race strategy playing a role in the final pit stop. Of course, Bentley Glaser continued his dominance on the series, the defending season champ, by taking the opening race from Ross Rawlings and Jeff Hollingsworth, who rounded out the podium finish. Rawlings' dominance of the race see himself sitting atop the standings alone as we head to the Monster Mile, Dover Motor Speedway in Dover, Delaware. Tell you what, folks, this 1 mile track, full configuration here in the USA, city of Dover, at just about sea level. Pretty hot today. About 119 track temp is where that reads from. 79 degrees outside. A lot of humidity. That's where we're getting at. So, ladies and gentlemen, take your seats, get your popcorn, get ready, as we're going to watch some qualifying. I'm going to go quiet here, and we're going to turn it up as these guys get it going.
All right, everybody, we're about to head off into qualifying. Remember, no chatting or texting for the first 6 minutes of the session so the drivers can get their laps in without any kind of a distraction. Good luck.
Why don't you mute the chat? You don't already.
Drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field works its way out of the 3-4 complex, the only thing that's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, it's showtime!
Amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Well, oh, they're wrecking! Well, one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going to have.
After an amazing race at Daytona, we now come to the West Coast and Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the second round of the Way She Goes Racing League Cup Series.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here as we have an eye on the number 97 of Jeff Hollingsworth, currently in the number 3 spot. Let me get this up for you guys so you can kind of see what everybody has going on qualifying. Of course, I would like to shout out this race is brought to you by Disabled American Veterans, keeping our promise to America's veterans. They help you a lot with if you got any VA claims you want to make, if you want to get together with a bunch of other veterans, you can holler at them. They are an awesome group. They deal with getting people drivers to their different appointments, help support veterans, etc. As a veteran, of course, I'd love to shout them out, and I'm glad they're able to support these guys here at the Western States Racing League. So, no surprise so far. Bentley Glaser in the top spot with a 23.05. I know having a little bit of issue with the ticker coming up here, but that's no big deal. Alec Daffin there in 23.06. Ryan Steele, another name. Christian Bishop, a name I haven't heard before. He is currently sitting in 4th. Daniel R. Williams there in 5th, and Jeff Hollingsworth. And once all this stuff gets kind of sorted out, we'll watch Dennis Fuson here as he just took his second lap, getting him to the 6th position with 23.14. Another one just getting out onto the track, Frank Marchese, our buddy here at Esports Broadcasting Network. He's taking his outlap, kind of show us what it takes at Dover. Now, a lot going on here at Dover, a lot you need to know about driving the car. This is not your everyday 1 mile track. As we watch Frank, you see the little bottom out there of the truck, fixed series, of course. So everybody's dealing with the same issues. We go on board with Frank. Little blip of the gas, but the big thing that we're going to have to be looking here at Dover is just how narrow this track is. And you can hear the push of that front right. You got to be very careful going into it, and especially when you hop off onto that little bump going on the backstretch. We're going to see a lot of people lose it out of turn 2, folks. A lot of people are going to lose it here as Frank is going to try and put down his second lap. Currently sitting in 15th. That lap's going to have him good for 6th. Good person to focus on there. Carl Burke, he's just out there taking some practice laps. Another name we hear a lot, Fred Williams. In that Mid-South Motor Customs ride. Let's take one of his laps. Again, folks, let me know who you're rooting for. I like to give those guys extra screen time. We've already got Beth Mills in there. Let's go Schmeier. Mark Gonzalez says he's new. Welcome in, Mark. Welcome in everybody else that's watching this thing. Again, we like to appreciate you guys. You are what's keeping this thing going. Make sure and hit that like button. Get this stream and your drivers out in front of some more folks. As Fred Williams up there in the 20th position. And I know the iRacing update has been messing around with SDK a little bit. I've been working on it, trying to get it going, but hopefully that'll be ready by the time it takes to get going. There is Dustin Burns going to take his 2 laps. Did not get a qualifying time down. Not sure what was going on there. Have to adjust something here, guys. Bear with me just one moment. That chat is excruciating in my ear. Luckily, you guys don't get to hear that. No radioactive for you guys, unfortunately. That 04 machine hits the wall a little bit there. Trying to take his lap. Mark Gonzalez, the new guy, in 18th. So far, I'll just walk you guys through it since it's not... wanting to go with me here. Bentley Glaser is going to start us off from the pole as it sits right now. Alec Daffin in 2nd, Ross Rawlings in 3rd, Ryan Steele, another one to look for there in 4th, Christian Bishop in 5th, Frank Marchese in 6th position, Daniel Williams in 7th, Dennis Fuson 8th, Jeff Hollingsworth in 9th, and Bob Beltrami, the leader here, sitting in 10th. Currently. So 3 more minutes to go Not sure what quite's going on with this SCK, but hey, we'll get there. Troy Anderson, Charles Woods, all of those guys. Jeff Schmeier. Jeff Schmeier's going to be taking his laps. We'll watch him because we know he's going to put down a fast one. We're going to try something here. We're just going to shut down our SDK and bring it back up. So Jeff Schmeier in the 21 Social Fox Brewing machine going to try and take this thing around. So far with a blazing speed, he is up to third. 23.09 on his first lap. So with the fresh shoes, they're going out and getting a banger of a lap. Getting a little bit low. Coming out of it, stays low. I don't know if this is going to be the same kind of lap, maybe a little out lap he's looking for there, but good enough for third. Brian Barnes, another one in the 4, and it used to be the Popsicle Machine, no more. Now it's the NASCAR Hall of Fame mobile in a Ford. Gonna be taking you guys around. Trying to get a little better than 12. And there you have it. He's up to 5th. So a lot of names we've seen before, folks. Bentley Glaser, Alec Daffin, Jeff Schmeier, Ross Rawlings, and Brian Barnes currently in your top 5. Of course, I do apologize. Those names not coming up right now. Not sure what was going on there, but hopefully we can get it fixed for you before the green flag here. Hey, there we go. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Bentley Glaser going to lead them from the pits. As we are about to get started, let's go ahead and run through our grid. Brought to you, of course, by Disabled American Veterans, DAV.org. Find and donate to them. Of course, being paid for out of pocket by a couple drivers, but they wanted to give them a shout out, and I am happy to oblige. Starting in the pole is going to be Bentley Glaser. On his outside is going to be Alec Daffin. Then we got Jeff Schmeier in 3rd, Ross Rawlings in 4th, Brian Barnes in 5th, and Ryan Still in 6th. Row 4 is going to be Christian Bishop on the inside, Frank Marchese on the outside, and Daniel Williams there in 9th, and outside row 5, Dennis Fuson. Going on here. There we go. Jeff Hollingsworth going to be starting us off in 11th. Bob Beltrami there in 12th. Troy Anderson 13th. Charles Woods in 14th. Rob Gall 15th. And William Fletcher 16th. Row 9 is going to be Earl Weaver and David Weaver starting right next to each other there. Carl Burke in the 19th position, that 53 machine. Mark Gonzalez starting in 20th. Then we got Javier Torres starting in 21st. Wayne Hutchinson 22nd. Fred Williams in 23rd. Keith Kellman outside row 12. Row 13, Alan Bergman and Eric Woods. Paul Grumai is row 14 inside with Angelus Espo on his outside, and Dustin Barnes starting in the 29th position. Troy Campbell and Scott Kudos unable to start with us. As everybody gets ready to go here, Bentley Glaser has the button on the restart. Pace truck is inside. Everybody time to get those belts strapped up as here we go. Good start. Alec Daffin, Bentley Glaser, Ross Rawlings, Jeff Schmeier taking it away. Everybody else in the back kind of getting a little bit lined out, ready to rock here. No issues so far as we go through the field. Up front, Bentley Glaser, Alec Daffin. This is going to be the battle to decide who is going to be out front for a short period. That's really all you've got here at Dover. You want to put yourself in the right position. Bentley Glaser with a 12.92 on that outside. Focusing a little farther back, a battle for 8th. Frank Marchese trying to stay on the inside of Ryan Steele, unable to make it happen. He's going to dive down and get into that single file line. Then we got Jeff Hollingsworth back there. Everybody else pretty happy with themselves. They're going to hang out where they are. A little battle here between the 27 and the 46 for 19th. So far, all the way through the field, everybody getting started pretty easily as we're watching Wayne Hutchinson and Earl Weaver take it side by side. As Earl Weaver gets caught on the outside, he's going to lose a couple of positions. Here comes Javier Torres, the 53 of Carl Burke, also going to make his way inside. Back up front, Alec Daffin up one position. Bentley Glaser getting fall back from the outside. The momentum, the pace has been set, ladies and gentlemen. This is how they're going to run it up front, then quite a bit back to Ross Rawlings and Brian Barnes. But let's take a look. 64. Mark Gonzalez. He's already up 5 positions, trying to make it one more on Charles Woods in that U.S. Postal Machine. Up in front of him, Jeff Hollingsworth and Bob Beltrami battling it out. As we're already 6 laps down, folks, of 161% done here, if my math is correct. Watching Bob Beltrami take it around. And up front, there's just, they're taking it away. They're gone. Alec Daffin, Bentley Glaser, and Jeff Schmeier are absolutely checking out. Then behind them, Ross Rawlings, Brian Barnes, and Christian Bishop. This is a little bit of a battle here going on. Brian Barnes, not used to not seeing the popsicle machine on there, but trying out the new paint scheme on the Ford. 26 going to get by him. They're going to get a little bit close there. This is what you got to watch out for. Now that Brian Barnes has been pushed to the inside, look for Ryan Steele and that Fire Emblem number 12 to get by as well. And that's kind of what you're going to see all day, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be onesies and twosies. Dover is a track where you have got to be patient. You have got to watch yourself, especially with the way that this league runs. Absolutely pros. They know what they're doing, and we are going to see a lot of lap traffic here. There's 29 machines out there right now. A couple Chevys leading it, if I do say so myself. So again, hit me up in the chat. Let me know who you're watching here, who you want to see a little bit more of. I can definitely oblige. Of course, Jeff Hollingsworth there. So all the way through right now, everybody has pretty much lined themselves out. Alec Daffin, of course, Bentley Glaser, going to say that name enough. Oh, Brian Barnes, looks like he is having some connectivity issues. The only reason I point that out is because I thought there was a wreck going on. Angela Espo, he's going to jump to the pits. Don't know what was going on there. Just trying to see if we can see the replay. Oh, Angela Espo hits the barrier there. No worries with that. So Ross Rawlings going to be in 4th, picking up where we left off. Ryan Steele Christian Bishop, and Brian Barnes suffering from that connectivity issue he had. He's going to be coming back here on the inside as we see a little bit of wiggle from Christian Bishop in the 26 machine. As these tires start to get wearing off, you're going to have to adjust your braking points. You're going to have to adjust a little bit here and there on what we see. Frank Marchese there in 8th, Jeff Hollingsworth in 9th, Dennis Poussin. As this is the battle right now. Brian Barnes doing what he usually does. He likes to hang back. He saves his tires, especially on these long runs. Watch the 4 machine. He's going to give up some positions. He's not really going to battle with you this early in the race. He doesn't, I mean, that's his MO. Brian Barnes was one of those guys who I always see him fall back, and he is always going to be in it at the end of the race. He's just going to save his stuff, let everybody else battle it out, especially here at Dover when you don't know the cars around you. As we are already coming into some lap traffic here, as we're going to pull up that track map. Alec Daffin got about a front stretch to Keith Kelman there, as you can see. So that's going to be an issue here. So Brian Barnes now going to the inside of the 26 of Christian Bishop. Going to make that happen relatively easy. Christian started in 7th. Hollingsworth going to come around. Bob Beltrami going to come around. Dennis Poussin going to get around. And just like that, Christian Bishop is down 4 positions. As behind him, Mark Gonzalez and Troy Anderson. Here's a battle. Mark Gonzalez, of note, he's up 8 positions so far. So he has got that thing rocking and rolling. Coming up to the 11 of Christian Bishop, trying to stop the bleeding here. Loved to see these guys of the Western States Racing League get out here and fight for every single position. This is for 11th as the 64 takes it to the inside. That Maxwell House Chevrolet. Chevy on Chevy crime here as Christian Bishop down 5 positions trying to hold that thing together. I've been watching this battle. The 17 of Eric Woods and Alec. Oh! We see the 17 getting a little bit into the wall. That's Alan Bergen. Gets into the wall, is able to save it. Now he's going to have to contend with the leaders behind him. So this is where this is all going to come in handy, folks. All these guys in the back trying to put their laps down. It's going to get more and more complex for them and our leaders as everybody's going to start getting by them with the lap times really showing the discrepancy. Even if it's only a second here. It's only a mile, right? So 25 laps. You're looking at a second coming into play as Alec Daffin still handily has the lead. Bentley Glaser hanging back. Jeff Schmeier. Ryan Steele. All the folks we're used to talking about. Bob Beltrami and Jeff Hollingsworth are at it right now. Both up 3 positions. They have followed through the field. Hollingsworth gets it in the marbles up there a little bit. Doesn't want nothing to do with that. Again, folks, thank you for stopping by Esports Broadcasting Network. My name is James Rouse. Here covering for Mike, who's coaching an all-star Little League game. So, Mike, if you're listening, man, doing what you're doing, we got you covered. As we're watching the leader try and navigate some lap traffic, that's Alan Bergen. Bergen in the wall. See if anybody else has any issues with that. Nope, everybody's good. So there we go. Lap traffic gonna play a factor in this, folks. Gonna take people off their line. It's gonna happen all night. So here's Earl Weaver and David Weaver, the brothers battling it out. Charles Woods. He's another one who likes to hang back, who will be in it at the end, guys. I promise you, ladies and gentlemen. Carl Burke getting a little close for comfort there. Trying to make that pass for 17th position. So, ladies and gentlemen, not too much going on up front in your top 10. Starting in 11th, I haven't shouted these guys out yet. Mark Gonzalez in the 64 machine. I've talked about him a little bit. He's up 9 positions so far. Rob Gall in 12th. Christian Bishop running 13. He's having a hard time. He has stopped the bleeding, though. He's lost 6 positions at 13th, but he's made it. Troy Anderson. Wayne Hutchinson there in 15th position. Daniel R. Williams. Carl Burke. Earl Weaver. Charles Woods. And David Weaver round out your top 20. So Alec Dalphin trying to get past Dustin Burns is the lap car. And this is where, almost gets into it with Jeff Schmeier. This is where you've really got to be careful. And, respect to these lap cars. They're trying to get out of the way. But in Dover, there's absolutely nowhere to go here at the Monster Mile. You've got to be very careful. If you go too high, you risk getting in those marbles, getting a little sideways in front of somebody you don't want to be sideways in front of. As a battle has popped up here in the top 10, Bob Beltrami trying to get past Ross Rawlings, and he's got a hornet's nest behind him. Brian Barnes, Jeff Hollingsworth, all trying to work his way around. That is going to be terrible for Ross Rawlings as he is stuck on the outside here. Brian Barnes in the 4 machine deciding to go ahead and get down. Jeff Hollingsworth is going to bring himself around. Let's see if the 11 can get his nose in there as well. He does with the momentum. So now Bob Beltrami and Brian Barnes. We talked about earlier, Brian likes to hold back his stuff for a while. See if that's going to work for him today. Dennis Fuson makes the pass past the 91 of Ross Rawlings. And that's just how quick it happens at Dover. Got to be able to guard that inside line, or you make the smart decision like he did and just kind of, got to let everybody pass. Don't cause any mistakes. We don't really want to do this right now, is what they say. Bentley Glaser hasn't let Alec Daffin get too much of a lead. Only about a half-second gap there. Playing the long game. I wish I knew more about the fuel runs and whatnot. Oh, we do have a wreck, ladies and gentlemen. Don't know what's going on here. Like it is 17 has some damage. So our first caution of the night. Excuse me, folks. Not real sure what's going on there. Let's take a look at William Fletcher. That's what I'm getting getting pinned as. William Fletcher's in pit road. Alan Bergen gets in the wall a little bit there. Oh, yep, and then gets up into, I can't even see the number there. Was that Troy Anderson? Yes, it was. Let's take a look at Troy Anderson on the yellow flag, see what he was doing. Yeah, just gets caught up, and then the 53 also involved. Well, folks, that's how quick it happens. We talked about that lap traffic gonna be an issue, and it sure was. Not really, you know, and that's a rough spot to be in. So. As Alec Daffin gonna win the race off of pit road. Bentley Glaser right behind him. Jeff Schmeier and Ryan Steele. Dustin Burns decides to stay out, it seems. He is gonna come in. It's like Lottie Dottie, everybody else decides to come in. If you're Dustin Burns, I think, you know what? That's not a bad move. But Mark Gonzalez, take a look at this guy. Mark Gonzalez was our fastest mover up to this point on the track. Decides to only take right side tires. That gained him a ton of positions in the pits. Saved him about 4 seconds. Which is huge here. So again, ladies and gentlemen, shout us out in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button to get this thing out in front of as many people as possible. They want to watch the Western States Racing League, one of the best and oldest leagues on the surface. If you want to learn more about these guys and what they do, where they started, you can check them out at the Sim Racing Media Podcast. Our very first episode, the history of iRacing. So let's see who we got here. So there you go, folks. Top 5 didn't change much except for Mark Gonzalez squeezing his way in. See if that play is going to work out for him as we're single file. We are going to have the Geico restart zone, so there is a spot marked on the track where the leader can go. Once the leader fires off, everybody else can go as well. So very short window for everybody. So as we come down the backstretch, Alec Daffin going to be on the inside where Bentley Glaser started the race from. Bentley's going to try it on the outside, see if he can make the same moves that Alec did. Schmeier is on the inside. Ryan Steele outside row 2. Mark Gonzalez. So here we go. Pace lap. Pace truck is going to pull in here as they hit that Geico restart zone. See it annotated. Once they get a little bit closer, it should be on the wall. There we go. Green flag is out. Huge jump by Alec Daffin. Takes the advantage. He is gone. Bentley Glaser, Jeff Schmeier trying to roll it out. Everybody else gets it rolling. See if Mark Gonzalez, who only took 2 tires, we'll see if he can make it. Make those rights stick. So far, so good, sitting in 5th position. As he's battling side by side with Ryan Steele. This is the gaggle. This is what's going to do it, folks. Mark Gonzalez, Ryan Steele, Bob Beltrami stuck back there. Everybody trying to get to the inside. Got to be careful now, but everybody's full on fuel. Everybody's fuel on tires. Alec Daffin just had his fastest lap, or fastest section in section 2 of the race, so he's found some speed. Mark Gonzalez Oh, a little bit gets into the wall here. That's going to be a huge checkup. Hopefully everybody's paying attention. On that outside lane, right sides gave up on him. Caused a huge checkup for Bob Beltrami and Jeff Hollingsworth. Now these guys are going to have to fix it and get back there. We're going to see this battle all night, folks. Bob Beltrami, Jeff Hollingsworth follow each other from outside of 10th position. Coming back in it, working it. Up front, Alec Daffin and Bentley Glaser, but Bentley has Jeff Schmeier to work with now. See what they decide to do. Not much teamwork. Really the only teamwork you got going on here is you're not going to fight. You know, stay in line, try and keep together with each other, see if you can make up some ground, but it's not going to help you too much. It's Hollingsworth working on Beltrami. Mark Gonzalez has decided to take it in. That did not pay off for him. Very unfortunate, but you got to roll the dice, especially when you were moving as fast as his car was. It was easy to see why he was confident as our biggest mover. Current biggest mover, Wayne Hutchinson in the 27 machine. The Toyota. The new Toyota that iRacing has put out. Up 12 positions in the top 10. As Frank is telling me to refresh the paints, I did right before the race, but we'll see what I was missing. Little battle back here, Paul Krumrai. Working that car that's loading in. Do apologize for that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what I was missing on Frank's Toyota. He has the 888AL Racing. Hopefully that's all fixed up. Bentley Glaser in the 87 machine. That blue Gatorade. Jeff Schmeier putting the pressure on for the first time of the race. He's up there with Bentley. As we are just about a quarter through this thing. Lap 48 of 160. Hollingsworth, Ross Rawlings. Here's a little battle going on. Ross Rawlings in the 91 trying to get to the high side of Christian Bishop. And on fresh tires, I don't think that play is going to work very well. He gets a pretty good run here. 26 is absolutely throwing it into the corner, though. That's a long game as they're both working on Wayne Hutchinson. This is the train. This is what we're going to have to see. If the 26 keeps getting held up by that 27, not quite sure. There he goes. 27 going to go to the high side. 26 going to get by, take that position. See if 91 can squeeze up as well. A little bit of a hiccup there. Gets a little too close for comfort, but he's going to dive down and make that safe. Back here in 19th, let's take a look at Brian Barnes. Brian Barnes and Keith Kelman working on it. Troy Anderson there in the 22. Just a lot of racing, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I'm begging you. Let me know in the chat if you got somebody you're rooting for. I can holler at them. And try and get them dialed up here. So at Dover, 1 mile, the Monster Mile. A lot to look at around the track, so we'll just go ahead and run through your top 10 right now. I like Daffin, Bentley Glaser, Jeff Schmeier, Ryan Steele, and Bob Beltrami up 7 positions there in the Beltrami Salami Mobile. Jeff Hollingsworth there in 6th, Frank Marchese in 7th, Dennis Toussaint 8th, Rob Gall 9th, Christian Bishop in 10th. And we might as well keep going here. Ross Rawlings in 11th. He's down 7 positions. Wayne Hutchinson up 10 positions in that 27 machine. We saw him trying to hold them off. Charles Woods in 13th. Javier Torres 14th. Carl Burke in 15th. Dave Weaver 16th. And Paul Boom Rye up 10 positions there in the orange 15 machine. Gorgeous rims. Brian Barnes in the 4 machine. Troy Anderson in 19th. Daniel R. Williams in 20th. Keith Gelman trying to hold off Eric Woods. Or Daniel Williams, I'm sorry. Keith Gelman passing Daniel. There, William Fletcher trying to keep up as well in 24th. Earl Weaver having a bad go of it. He's about a lap down. Alec Bergen has left and put it on the hauler, as well as Mark Gonzalez. He tried to make the move, did not work for him, so he is going to put that thing in the hauler. They're going to try again next week. Speaking of next week, heading to Charlotte Motor Speedway, 19th of July, same place, same time here on Esports Broadcasting Network. Of course, want to shout out Disabled American Veterans, DAV.org. Head over there if you are a veteran and you're trying to navigate the VA disability process. This is what these guys really shine at. Really help you get the benefits that you have earned, help you navigate that whole process. From experience, guys, it is a process if you are a veteran out there trying to debate whether you should claim that knee or that arm or that shoulder. Hit these guys up. They'll be the ones to tell you straight. Definitely worth it. We appreciate them. Next week, Charlotte's going to be brought to you by the United States Coast Guard. We all like to joke in the military community, but some of the most badass people ever met were those guys in the Coast Guard boarding them ships, making sure our shores are safe. So catch us next week for more of that. Alec Daffin really running away with it in this 48 machine. Got about a 0.8 second gap back to Bentley Glaser. He's got Jeff Schmeier on his back. Then about a second to Ryan Steele, Ryan Beltrami. Closest race on the racetrack right now is Daniel Williams, working on the GameStop 22 at Troy Anderson. Troy unfortunately involved in that incident earlier. Bit of aero damage there. Luckily here at Dover you don't really need that. Of course, we always like to shout out our outdoor cast iron cooking folks over on YouTube. You can holler at them. Some really good recipes for that cast iron stove in the Outback. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's as good a time as any to go ahead and send you over to our ads. I think I only got one queued up for you guys, and that's our Esports Broadcasting Network SRM one. So stick around, and I'll do the same.
drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field works its way out of the 3-4 complex, the only thing that's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, it's showtime!
Amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Well, oh, they're wrecking! Well, one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going to have.
After an amazing race at Daytona, we now come to the West Coast and Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the second round of the Way She Goes Racing League Cup Series.
And we are back, lap 68. Heating up a little bit here around mid-pack, or around mid-top 5. Bob Beltrami trying to catch Ryan Steele as we hit lap 69. Nice. Dennis Busan there with the 5 of Frank Marquez. This is what we're getting, guys. Everyone else last pitted lap 34. So look for some green flag stops. That's what determined the race last week at Kentucky, was strategy. Green flag runs. You've got to be able to know when to take your pit stop. Right now, we're looking at about a second and a half of fallout. Almost 2 seconds of fall off on the leaders. So a short pit strategy definitely can work you in here. Just depends on who is going to have the gall to come in here. Maybe it's going to be Rob Gall there at 9th position, up 6 so far. As we see the... Let me just show you guys what we've going on here as far as time delta. Lap history. You can definitely tell the tires are starting to go out on these things. Frank Marchese having some trouble keeping Dennis Fuson out the back door. There he goes. 11 going to make his way through there. Charles Woods looking at Brian Barnes. As I really expect some more folks to start coming in here. Ryan Steele, everybody about a half second apart, really, throughout the entire field. Everybody kind of keeping their distance, working their laps, trying to stay consistent. Christian Bishop here working on Rob Gall. Couple cars in the lap traffic. Brian makes it to the inside, Carl Burke. Watch, I'm telling you folks, Brian Barnes will do this every single race. Save the tires, run consistent, and right now he's running some of the fastest laps on the track, 25.04. As I put those last laps up there for you guys to see, you guys make your own determination. Again, welcoming in all of you to the Western States Racing League here live. This is happening right now if you're watching here on the 12th of July, 10 p.m. here in the central parts of the United States. So hit that like button. Let me know in the comments who you're trying to watch. If you're not watching anybody, if you're just coming in off the street, let me know that too. That it sure is worth noting. I want to know about it. As we watch Ross Rawlings past Rob Gall, Christian Bishop going to try and make his way through as well. Those tires not as tight as you would want them. Working on an inside pass. 31, no quarter given. Finally going to let him through. Alec Daffin working through a ton of lap traffic. This is your race leader, folks. In that 48 machine, he's got the 85 behind him. That's Eric Woods' lap traffic. This is a dangerous spot for him to be in because everybody's looking in the relative. All the spotters are letting him know, and that's given Bentley Glaser the ability to get to the rear bumper. He's working on lap traffic, hoping to get by the 85 of Eric Woods. Jeff Schmeier caught in his own stuff. He's farther back. He's watching this race a little bit with some fresh eyes as we're starting to get into the part of the field where everybody's running similar lap times. Wayne Hutchinson, he's going to be our first one in the 27 to decide to come down pit road under green here. Try and take advantage of the lap times being about 2 seconds off right now, which is about 10% slower, folks. As the leader's going to go ahead and put him a lap down. Bentley Glaser trying to get by the lap traffic. The 85 going to go high, unable to do so. Now he's got 2 in between him and Alec Daffin. That's what Alec Daffin wants to see, as he's going to try and make it through. Bentley working on the inside of the 85. Again, folks, that is lap traffic. Anything Alec can put between him and Bentley Glaser is what I would want there. As Bob Beltrami decides to take it in. Bob Beltrami, Wayne Hutchinson, Troy Anderson, all deciding to come down pit road right now. And this is just going to be the start of a bunch of folks. Rob Gall deciding to come in. Everybody's going to start trying to test their luck, see if they can come out and get some extra speed here. We need a green flag run as Alec Daffin works past the 15 as the 04. Make sure Dustin Barnes just came down pit road. So Dustin Barnes in the 04 is actually going to be a little bit quicker as the 8 comes down pit to come pit. Oh, is there a wrecking? Somebody was wrecking there. That's the 26. He's going to get him going. That is not good for your folks that just came down pit road. They're going to have to come down and get a free lap, but they are still going to be trapped a lap down. That is what is going to kill you here, folks. Christian Bishop. Yellow flag. Let's take a look. Looks like he tried to make it out of pit road. And then maybe a little bit of shenanigans. I want to see that one more time. As I want to see what was going on here. So the 26 tried to quick pit, was not going to make it, and then comes out of it. Very unfortunate for a lot of guys that came down pit road, they're going to have to stop. But that was really good for Bentley Glaser and Alec Daffin. So we're going to watch the race off pit road here. Alec Daffin gets out in front. Bentley Glaser takes the first pit stall, gets out of there. That's going to trap a ton of folks a lap down, ladies and gentlemen. Bob Beltrami, 27 of Wayne Hutchinson. Rob Gall. We'll see who all is out in front is going to get one of their laps back. At the very least. Of course, I apologize for my mic. My stand is broken. So I'm kind of just chilling. Again, folks, let me know who you're rooting for. All that good jazz. Of course, brought to you by Disabled American Veterans. DAV.org. Helping out veterans. Keeping America's promise to take care of us when we get home. Take care of you. If you are a veteran out there, holler at them. We help you navigate the disability process here. Second caution of the night. Brought out by Christian Bishop. Trying to make pit road, did not make it in time, and then lost it trying to save it. But that might turn out to benefit him, as he is only going to be one lap down here, as there's some other people not so lucky. Bob Beltrami, Rob Gall, Troy Anderson, Daniel Williams, etc. 27. Wayne Hutchinson been having a really good race. That's very unfortunate that he is not going to make it. So right now we're going to see a battle within a battle. There's going to be a, of course, they're going to take the one to go has been thrown. So these guys are going to race around, try and get to the back of the field. Get at least one of those laps back. So here we go, folks. Everybody's made it back around. Now we're going to be watching the battle for the lead here as Alec Daff and Bentley Glaser decide to do it again as they hit that Geico restart zone. Alec got a really good jump last time. Going to do, Bentley does a real good job this time around. Stays with him. It was good for both of these guys because now they can get a little bit past the issue of lap traffic. Jeff Schmeier's working. Dennis Busan. Another. Oh, is they're wrecking? They're wrecking down the front stretch. Jeff Schmeier gets involved. The 5 of Frank Marchese right in the middle of it. He's going to get tapped. 91 in the middle. Jeff Hollingsworth. Big players involved in that one. See, from Frank's point of view, he gets tapped. He was able to make it back up. The 91 of Ross Rawlings, it seemed where all of this kind of happened. He got in the wall, and then it was just a big checkup. Nothing you could do there. that is a blown engine out of the 91. That is no bueno. A lot of smoke. Let's see who is going to get the lucky dog here. Looks like Christian Bishop in the 26 if he was not involved. So that's what's going to be a big one here. You have to have not been involved in the accident. So let's take a look at Bob Beltrami as the yellow flag comes out. And the Pastrami machine, he's tagged up. So he's not going to get it. Slow to a stop here. It's really going to decide who stayed clean there is what it's going to come down to. Who stayed clean, who was able to do what they needed to do. As I believe the 31, Rob Gall. The lucky duck, lucky dog going to come around. On lap 92 of 160, a little past halfway here. Emily, hello, how are you? So that's bad news bears for a bunch of those guys up front. Jeff Hollingsworth, Ross Rawlings, Frank Marchese. Hopefully my teammate here at Sim Racing Media was able to get out of that issue. We're going to try again here, folks. In a moment, we'll go ahead and run to an ad. Give me a break.
Drivers that took time, all of them.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
All right, pace lights are off here. It's going to be a single file restart because they did not get all the way around. So here we go. Pace truck is off. Alec Daffin has much more of a chance here to have a green flag run as everybody is lined up. Everybody's moving, ready to rock here as the green flag flies. Lap 95 of 160 here. So as I was talking before, the race within the race here, folks. Alec Daffin has got to be working here. Paul Krumrie going to come down pit road. So the race within the race here, folks. Ryan Steele, everybody going to be trying to push through, make the most out of the tires they've got. Try and get back established. And these cautions breed cautions, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody starts getting antsy. They get in a wreck. They want to get through. make the right things happen. But here's where the other race is gonna be. Christian Bishop has got to get around and work for that lucky dog spot. So currently, right now, I'd like to keep you guys updated. Christian Bishop in the 26 machine is fighting for the lucky dog. The next contender is going to be Keith Kellman. He's pretty far back, but Christian's kind of hoping for a quick caution here, as he pulled it out in the first half. He's going to try and look for a caution so he can get his lap back. Everybody else fighting if something happens up there. But Alec Daffin has his hands full with Bentley Glaser here up front of the Western States Racing League. Brought to you this week by Disabled American Veterans, DAV.org. As you wonder how far these guys are going to fight, what they're going to try and do, is Ross Rawlings and Jeff Hollingsworth there in 8th positions. And that's just how quick it happens, folks. How quick it happens, and then how quick it diffuses itself. And now everybody's spread out really well. Frank Marchese trying to work his way back up into the fray after he was involved in the shenanigans. He's got Carl Burke, Javier Torres in front of him. He's just trying to make his way through. Of course, that is the 85, Eric Woods, of the lap car, trying to make his way through. So this is where lap cars, it doesn't really matter. These guys are all out here trying to battle for position with that yellow flag that happened earlier. Everybody's trying to get out here and make their cars go where they need to be. As Frank moves to the inside of the 53, he can kind of just hang out with the 5 of Eric Woods. Doesn't really got to pass him for position, just got to let him work by these guys. As Carl Burke will eventually give up there. Ross Rawlings, he's working with Jeff Hollingsworth. Jeff brought out the last caution with getting a little squirrely. He was able to recover without too much issue. Now sitting in 8th position. Again, folks, let me know in the chat where you're coming from. Love to hear it. Taking a look at your leader, Alec Daffin, as we're going to go ahead and run through the field. Alec Daffin sitting in first position. Bentley Glaser not too far behind him in that 87 Gatorade machine. Defending champion of not only the season 46 spring season, but also of the last race at Kentucky. Jeff Schmeier there in third, not too far out of it. Dennis Busan, he's about 3 seconds back from our leaders, up 6 positions in the 11 machine. Charles Wood in 5th, as Ryan Steele actually takes that position as I talk about it. So Ryan Steele moving from 6th to 5th. Jeff Hollingsworth there in 7th. Brian Barnes, 8th. Ross Rawlings, 91 machine, sitting in 9th. David Weaver in 16th. Or in the 16 machine, sorry, he's in 10th, up 8 positions. Javier Torres in 11th position, up 10 so far. Frank trying to hold that thing together in between a bunch of lap cars. In 12th, Rob Gall, 13th. Carl Burke in past the 53. Carl Burke is 53, I'm sorry, he just gave that up. Christian Bishop, 15th. Wayne Hutchinson. So Christian Bishop is going to be the first car a lap down. He's your lucky dog right now, in case you're keeping track. Wayne Hutchinson there in 16th. Daniel R. Williams in 17th. Keith Kellman, 18th. Eric Woods, 19th. And Bob Beltrami they're working against the 87. Frank. So this has happened to Bob. I've been watching. Unfortunately, this is kind of his MO whenever I'm calling his races. He always gets caught up in some bad luck and then has to fight and claw his way back up where he needs to be. In a place like Dover, that caution can really hurt you. And that's what we're seeing with Bob Beltrami, Keith Gelman, Eric Words, etc. Dustin Burns, another one I hate to see that happen to in the 04 machine. Bad news for Christian Bishop, our lucky dog. Alec Daffin, our leader, is working his way into some more lap traffic, and every time that he laps somebody, that is a new lucky dog. But with only 50 laps to go, we do have a cycle left, so everyone's going to have to come in here. So something to think about if you're Bentley Glaser or Jeff Smyer. You know, the race isn't over. You don't have to push all out right here. Don't want to waste your stuff up. You're looking for the long game. You want to come in at the optimal time to at least get some right side tires and make something happen. Again, I'm going to focus on the front unless anyone else has somebody they want to see. I'll try and keep finding the battles, such as Rob Gall and Frank Marchese here. That's a battle for position. Frank involved in that last issue. Holler at me in the chat. Let me know. This is live, guys. I'm seeing you guys. You can say, hey, I want to see more of that 10 machine. More of that 48. More of that 4. Give me what I want. And I will work it. Dennis Tucson. He's got the 12 of Ryan Steele on his inside. This is the battle for 4th position. Very short-lived battle. I think it's about time, folks. What are your predictions? Alec Daffin has had it since lap 1. That is a good bet. I would never count out Bentley Glaser, though. Now, Ryan Steele has been making his way up as well, very handily. Jeff Hollingsworth up 6 positions. Of course, I love to see Brian Barnes there in the 4 machine. He's always my go-to for conservatism. He knows how to save those tires, and that could be what this comes down to. You got to save some tires, got to save some fuel. He always, in the long run, his averages are always a little bit higher than everybody else, just the way he works that machine. So last week, Bentley Glaser is who took it home. Of course, you can, if you want to watch a replay, you can catch it here on YouTube. Just go to esportsbroadcastingnetwork.com. Bentley Glaser came away with that win. Second place, of course, last week was Ross Rawlings, who's currently in 8th position. Had a really good points night, 2 bonus points, so he is tied with Bentley Glaser for the series lead. Jeff Hollingsworth was 3rd, Bob Beltrami was 4th. Bob really has a lot of work to do. And Alec Daffin was in 1st place, or 5th place, I'm sorry. So Alec Daffin and Ryan Steele tied there for 5th, and then Frank Marchese, our boy. Of course, you can catch those You can catch all of these stats I'm bringing up. Just head on over to WSRLracing.com. Check out these guys, what they put on there. Founded in October of 1999, folks. There are people in this race right now that were not born whenever these guys started racing, I guarantee it. So where the action is, Alex kind of taking it away. Ryan Steele does Jeff Hollingsworth breathing down his back. Rob Gall working on Javier Torres. He's got David Weaver behind him and Bob Beltrami trying to make his way through. Carl Burke is now your lucky dog. He's going to be battling with Christian Bishop, who's 10 seconds behind, so not too much to worry about there. There you go, a little bit of a gaggle, a little bit of a battle here. Javier Torres, David Weaver, Bob Beltrami involved in there as well. Christian Bishop, and he's not involved. I was misreading something. They've got that settled. Up to fourth, Ryan Steele and Jeff Hollingsworth on lap 125 of 160 here in the Western States Racing League. Round 2 at Dover. It's getting hot out there on the track, folks. 108 degrees. That is not going to do anybody any favors for these tires. It's going to eat up more of them. You're going to get a little bit more traction once it's warm, but that's going to eat away at those tires, especially this abrasive compound that we've got here as the 53 of Carl Burke decides to come down pit road for the last time. Jeff Meyer makes his way to the inside of Bentley Glaser. I'm sorry, Jeff Hollingsworth. Just got Bentley on my mind, I guess. Jeff going to continue the march as we see who has the fastest times. Of the last lap, Alec Daffin at 12.38. He is the only one in the 12.3s. Or I'm sorry, 24.9. Bentley Glaser run 24.9. Jeff Hollingsworth last time around. He's pretty quick, but he's slowed down since. A little bit of the lucky dog. Wayne Hutchinson has kept it. He's got Eric Woods behind him, so this is actually going to be a very important battle. Eric Woods and Wayne Hutchinson, these guys are battling for the lucky dog. If something were to happen, a little bit of a Ford and Toyota battle. And Alec Daffin has a bunch of folks in front of him that he's going to have to work through. She is coming up quick, ladies and gentlemen. See, these guys are all battling for position, so there's no rule that says you have to get out of the way of the leader. This is not a super speedway. You do not have to get out of the way. These guys all are going to have to race their race. So we're on lap 133 of 160. 27 laps to go here. This is what Bentley Glaser wants to see. He wants to see these guys battle. He wants to see that car go low. 22 machine, the 80, the 07. Keith Kellman. And it's all about when you're going to hit these guys. You're going to hit them coming in. Are we going to hit them coming out? We have the 04. Taking it a little bit wide there. Dustin Burns forcing the 7 down. That's going to slow down Alec Daffin. This could be the race that determines it. Depending on when these guys are going to have to come in here. Bentley Glaser. Jeff Schmeier is good for him as well. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Jeff Schmeier and Jeff Hollingsworth trying to work their way through this lap traffic. Bentley going to come up on the 07 machine. So this is a good time as any, folks. Let's turn it up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, they are out of the worst of it. Alec Daffin, Bentley Glaser lost a lot of time there. Now has to worry about Jeff Schmeier coming up on him. Javier Torres and Frank Marchese, this is a big battle. This is now your battle for the lucky dog with 20 laps to go, so they're going to try and keep it in. Also going to have to look at some pits, see what the strategy is going to be, see if they have to come in. Guys, I'm not the one that does the math and understands when these guys are going to have to come in. So my guess is as good as yours. We've already seen some come in, so we know that some of those mid-pack guys couldn't bring it in. Bentley Glaser lets Jeff Schmeier get by him. He's going to let him eat some of that fuel. Trucks, not your best machines for going to the grocery store, getting out on the highway. These things are gas guzzlers, so watch out. As I say gas, this is that E85 ethanol blend they put in these things. So Alec Daffin's checking out, folks. He's got about a second and a half gap. It's going to be hard to overcome. Dennis Fuson, this is a battle that's going on. Brian Barnes in the 6 machine. Or 4 machine. Brian Barnes trying to hold off the 11. He's about to hit this gaggle. Ryan Steele has Jeff Hollingsworth in his sights as they hit the same group that was holding up the leaders. And I say that with all the respect that I can. There's not much you can do when these guys are this fast. You just got to kind of keep up here. Keep up, hold your line, that's all you can do. As Frank Marchese is going to try and pull a quick one and get below the 19, following the faster cars around. Nothing doing yet, but he has got to secure that position if he wants to hold on to a lucky dog that Javier has. Javier has it, Frank wants it. That's what we're watching back here. Because again, up front, this race is gone. Alec Daffin is 15 laps. It is a foregone conclusion depending on when he needs to come down pit road. Maybe that's why Jeff Smyer and Bentley Glaser have fallen back so much, because they are content with trying to ride this thing out and make it a fuel battle. Just around Bob Beltrami there, lap car. Not going his way. That's very unfortunate for him. 2 laps down after the caution. Barnes and Steele now coming up on Javier and Frank. Look at the 16 machine. That's David Weaver. He came down pit road lap 136. So this is going to be what kind of the litmus for where these guys are going to come out if they decide to come down pit road. He is absolutely flying. Just put down the fastest lap on the track right now. 23.91, 2 seconds faster than your leader. Is it going to be enough to help him out with 12 laps to go? Mathematically, I don't think it is. But you got to try everything you can here. So, folks, again, appreciate you watching. Again, shout out your driver. There's not much time left with 11 laps to go, but just enough time for me to shout him out as well. Of course, brought to you by Disabled American Veterans, DAV.org. If you are a veteran, you want to get some help getting through the disability claims process through the VA, hey, you earned it. Let these guys help you grab it. As Rob Gall trying to go to the inside of Ross Rawlings, he's going to make that happen. That is a pass for position, folks. Only other battle going on right here is the 4 and the 11. Dennis Fuson trying to hold on to Brian Barnes for the 6th position here. Top 5, Alec Daffin coming up on a lot of lap traffic. Jeff Schmeier there in 2nd, Bentley Glaser 3rd, Jeff Hollingsworth pretty far back there battling with Ryan, on his own really, but Ryan Steele in 5th, Brian Barnes in 6th, Dennis Fuson passes for 6th, he was in 7th as I was talking. Rob Gall and Ross Rawlings deciding to come down pit road, the first one in the top 10 to come down pit road, so we'll see if that is going to be an indicator of if these guys can even make it. As the 48 may have gotten lucky coming up on some lap traffic. The 46 of Earl Weaver. Save a little bit of fuel here as he's able to get through. Last time a lot of these guys came through was lap 86. The only ones that came in for a touch of fuel afterwards were Jeff Hollingsworth and Ryan Steele. So this might be the race to watch if people can't make it to the end. Of course, if you're out this long, I would not imagine that you don't think you're going to make it. Let's go on board and see what he's doing. If he's trying, what this will tell us if he's trying to save fuel, clutching through the turns here. This is our leader, Alec Daffin, coming off a 5th place finish last week at Kentucky. A little bit of tire wear we're hearing over the radio. Some drivers having tires going down. Javier Torres, one of them. Frank Marchese, he has a tire down. Four laps to go. Alec Daffin steps it out. He's done his job. Jeff Schmeier there in second. Bentley Glaser in third. If something was to happen, Charles Woods would be your lucky dog. You have a chance at it. But so far, there's not many vehicles that are close to each other that can make something happen here with 3 laps to go. So Dennis Fuson and the 4 of Brian Barnes. What did I tell y'all when we started this thing? Keep an eye on that 4 machine. He knows how to save him. He knows the strategy. Absolutely cerebral racer. With 2 laps to go here, going to take 6 from Fuson. White flag is in the air. 1 lap left. Alec Daffin has it handily in the bag. No other races going on here. He is on the backstretch. Able to hold it through, conserve, and make it as the checkered flag waves for Alec Daffin here, round 2 of the Western States Racing League. What a finish. Jeff Schmeier coming in second. Bentley Glaser third. Jeff Hollingsworth and Ryan Steele in 5th. Ryan Barnes hitting 6th. Here's a battle for position. And they're going to let it go there. That was for 10th. Wayne Hutchinson coming through there. That's going to end it, folks. As always, these guys taking it a long green flag run. Alec Daffin, burn it down. So there you go, folks. Alec Daffin doing the victory lap. I had to go back pretty far to tell you, to show you when he got it. So we'll get to that here in a moment. He's going to park it there and get the flag. What a great run. But this is the pass, guys. This is the pass that determined that Alec Daffin was going to win this thing. Starting on the outside of Bentley Glaser. Gets a heck of a run through the restart zone. Beats him to the outside. The switcheroo, the changeup, and that was it, folks. Lap 1 to lap 160. Alec Daffin takes it home. Folks, appreciate you joining me here. Let's go ahead and do a quick interview here as we are going to talk to Alec Daffin first. Make sure I get all this correct. Alec, do you got me?
Hello.
Hello, man. Congratulations. You had it from lap 1 as you got past Bentley Glaser. Tell me about what it was like being up front, and when were you worried?
Oh, I'll tell you why I'm worried. I'm really mad about this. About halfway through the race on a caution, I cut off the engine to save some fuel, and I couldn't get restarted. Felt like 8 there. Lost a lap led, but I got back to the front. Or else I would have led every single lap. But I mean, all in all, it was a good race. I mean, we got the lead right at the start in Bentley, and then just managed the clean air, just trying to manage the tires best I could. I feel like he was kind of even with me on speed, but I was able to save the tires just enough there. And he kept up with me on short runs, but I kind of pulled away at the end there.
Definitely, and you almost brought home a clean car. Unfortunate there we saw during the pace laps. You got Juan Pablo Montoya, but tell us about going into next week at Charlotte. Are you looking to continue the run?
And not sure what those guys were doing there, but it was after the race, so oh well. But I mean, I'm pretty good at Charlotte. I don't know if I'll win that, but I think I can definitely back up with a good finish and be a contender. So we'll go try our best there.
Definitely. Well, man, great finish. Who you want to shout out? Who you got on that beautiful 48 machine?
Yeah, thank you for doing the broadcast with the Esports Broadcast Network. Thank my team, Shaw Racing Pro, Cameron Perez for giving me this ride. My Twitch viewers, Forlex Bowman, that's 4LEXBOWM810. And the Bob Beltrami for putting on the league, and everybody for racing me clean out there.
Definitely, man. Well, again, man, congratulations on the 160 laps led there. Great job and great finish. Hopefully, we'll talk to you again next week.
159, but thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Later, brother. All right. Next, we got our second place finisher, Jeff Schmeier. Jeff, man, congratulations on the number 2 hard fought catch in Bentley Glaser there. Did you think you were going to make it?
No, not at all. I mean, I was happy in third place, and then I guess Bentley told me he had a little bit of damage, so I was able to get him at the end there.
Yeah, get him at the end. Lap traffic, as always here at the Monster Mile, played a little bit of factor in that. Were you did you just hit him lucky, or were you able to work through him a little bit better there?
No, I was just trying to survive around the lap traffic cars. Some of them were a little dangerous, so no, I was just, like I said, I was happy with third. I didn't think I had any. I definitely didn't have anything for Alec, and Bentley was doing pretty good too. So, yeah, he was it was interesting getting around some of those cars.
Definitely. Well, Jeff, heading to Charlotte, who you got on the machine? Who do you want to shout out here tonight?
Yeah, of course, I'd like to thank my Dog Bear team. We got Ryan in the top 5, Brian, Rob, Wayne, all got top 10s. That's awesome. And then, and of course, I'd like to thank my sister, my beautiful girlfriend, and then say hi to my parents. They're over in Germany right now. Just want to say I love you guys.
Awesome. Well, man, again, congratulations on the second place finish. Second place in a row. Am I correct?
No, I think I was
a third.
I was like eighth or something like that in the first.
Oh, well, you're third in points. Maybe that's what I'm seeing.
Oh, yeah.
This will help, though. But anyways, man, congratulations
yes,
on the second place finish.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yep. Bentley Glaser, who we're talking to right now, third place finish. Looking at the back of that 48 truck all the way around, was the lap traffic a factor there in the end?
I don't know, just generally a little bit. He was definitely faster the whole time, and you know, I was hoping the lap traffic would hurt him a little bit, but I was so tight I couldn't really get around him myself. So yeah, I think I used the 14-to-1 steering ratio, and with the really tight setups, I think I need to try 16, maybe help right front. I was about to blow my right front at the end of that run, so
yeah. A couple other drivers were complaining about some tire wear issues. How were you expecting the long green flag run at the end? How were y'all on fuel?
We were pretty close. I think I had 4 laps left, but yeah, I don't know. I was kind of hoping we get a green flag stop in there after that first caution, keep going green. But yeah, nothing I could really do. He was flying.
Definitely. Well, Bentley, I know we'll talk to you next week, but tell us who you got on the car, who you want to shout out for the third place finish.
I got to shout out all my teammates at OGR. Just helps to have them around and, talk about stuff on the track. So got to thank them and thank you for broadcasting, and thanks to the Western States Racing League.
Definitely. Well, again, man, congratulations on the third place finish, and hopefully we'll talk to you next week.
Yep, thank you.
All right, folks, that is going to do it for us here. We're going to go ahead and run through your race results as quickly as possible here. Of course, Alec Daffin finishing first, Jeff Schmeier second, Bentley Glaser rounding out your top three, Jeff Schmeier, Ryan Steele up to fifth, Brian Barnes in sixth, Dennis Fuson seventh, Rob Gall, Charles Woods, and Wayne Hutchinson out of the top 10. Eric Woods, Bob Beltrami, unfortunate with that stop there, but still getting a good finish. Points finish, that is. 12th. 13th, Ross Rawlings. Keith Kelman, 14th. Christian Bishop in 15th. David Weaver, 16th. Frank Marchese in 17th. And Javier Torres there in 18th. Then we got Daniel R. Williams finishing 3 laps down. Earl Weaver in 20th. Tony Anderson, 21st. Dustin Burns, 22nd. Paul Krumrai in 23rd. Carl Burke, 24th. William Fletcher, 25th, 26th, going to be Alan Bergen. And Mark Gonzalez in 27th, and 28th is going to be Fred Williams. Angelo Espo there in 29th, Troy Campbell 30th, and Scott Kukas there in 31st. Starting and parking there with the 30 and 31st. Well, ladies and gentlemen, again, appreciate the heck out of you joining me here for the Western States Racing League. I'd like to appreciate, of course, Disabled American Veterans and Cast Iron Cooking. As always, ladies and gentlemen, have a great night, and hopefully we'll talk to you next week.